episode of Survival Guys. I hope you can hear me over the roar of the water. Today I am going to be teaching you how to make a makeshift survival spear. So first of all, you do need to be very careful with this. You are going to be using a saw and a knife, and you are going to be making a spear. So be very careful with that. Never cut toward yourself. This spear is not a toy. This is for real life survival if you need to catch fish or other game animal. So you're gonna need several ingredients or tools. First, this is a backpack. You don't need a street backpack. You need 2 pieces of rope, a saw, and a knife. With the knife, always carve away from yourself. Never throw it at friends or anything but an animal that you intend to kill, and for good reason. For the saw, always cut away from yourself. So what you are going to be doing is first you're going to go get a tree that is about the diameter of your spear. So yeah, I'm not going to give you a suggested length or thickness. So I am going to go over up that hill, grab a tree. You guys step back, watch me do the work. I'll be right back. All right. So this is our branch right here. My branch, not yours. I am going to go ahead and cut these branches off, and then we'll be back with you for the next step. All right. So now we've got our spear here. It's all cut. So now I am going to go ahead and carve all this bark off, and I will see you back for the next step when the carving is done. All right, so by now your spear should be mostly clean. You can leave a little bit of bark at the top if you want, and some at the bottom, because those won't matter. Well, they won't matter on the bottom, except for you should carve a little slit right here for your rope to go in, but we'll do that later. So now the next part is going to be fairly dangerous, so be very careful. You're going to take your knife and lash it right to the top, like that. So let me get my rope out and get ready, and then I'll show you how to do that. So this is fairly simple lashing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a loop. So this is called your working end. The rest is your standing end. So you're gonna make a loop with your working end behind the standing end. Sorry, just like so. Okay, so I have my loop here. I'm gonna grab my knife out, lay my knife right there away from my videographer, of course. Right size loop. You're gonna make a loop about the size of your knife handle, a little longer, and you're gonna lay that on here. What you're gonna then do is around the pole and the knife, you're gonna wrap the rope until you get to the bottom and have just a little section right down here, and then I'll be back with you. All right, so I'm now down here at the bottom, as you see on my lashing here. Hopefully this is tight enough. So this is your working end, and you see this loop. Take your working end, pass it through the loop, and if you've done the lashing right, when you pull on this, it should snug this loop up right here. Pull on that nice and tight, and then if you have any extra, you can go ahead and tie that off right away. All right, so there we go. So that is most of your survival fishing spear. I keep getting that mixed up. Spear. So I'm gonna stick that in the sheath for a little bit, just to keep that safe. Try and be as safe as I can. While I come over here to this bag and grab out my big rope. So you don't need a rope this big, but and if you want to, you can go ahead and carve a little thing right here. keep your rope attached. I'm not gonna do that, so that we can get down to business real quick. So you're gonna get your rope all unrolled. You can leave one end of it bunched up. So come here so you can see this knot. So you're gonna form a loop and then take this working end and put it back through the loop you already made, like that. And then take your other end and put it through that loop. Then forget about the rope you just used and pull that original knot tight. So if you take the time to take it all out and look at it, you will notice that there is a loop here. So you see this loop? I'm gonna stick that on there. And then I'm gonna snug this tight. There's many other ways you can do this. You could tie a clove hitch, which you can look up that on the internet, how to do that. So you're now gonna lean your fishing spear against a tree, preferably not on the ground. And then what you're gonna do is wrap rope around the tree. And then come take a good look at this knot. So you've got your working end, as you know. You can back up a little bit. You're kind of close there, guys. So you've got your working end and your standing end right here. So you're gonna take your working end, go underneath your standing end, and back through. Pull that tight, and repeat that process. All right, now you have a knot known as 2 half hitches. Should look like that. So what you just did is you anchored your rope to the tree, and your spear should be ready. If you don't think, so in some ropes, this lasso knot that you tied down here won't be sturdy enough, so you're gonna use a clove hitch. You guys, you can come up here and see how that's done. So come over here from my side, so that I'm not backwards to you. No, my side, like behind me. All right, so you're looking over my shoulder. So you're gonna take your working end, go around the pole, and come up on the right side, like that. Then you're gonna go around again, and this cross that you made, you're gonna go under there, and pull that tight. If you feel like it, you can add another clove hitch. If not, then you don't have to. Right. Alright, now the most dangerous part of it all is the time to use your spear. Make so that no one is around you within 10 feet and do not throw it at anybody. You only throw it at fish or whatever other animal you're using. One thing I forgot to mention is only tie it to the tree if you're using it in water. There's no reason to otherwise. So, yeah, let's go see how this works. All right, well, missed the fish that time, but hope I'll get him next time. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Hit like, subscribe so you can see our videos over and over. Thank you for watching this episode of Survival Guys.